Disturbing, true, scary story. Part 1. The Vanishing Man. It started with a news report. Local man vanishes without a trace. Door left open. Dinner still warm on the table. That's how I first heard about James Holloway, a man who lived alone in a cabin deep in the woods. He was quiet, kept to himself, and had no family. When he disappeared, the police searched the area but found nothing. No signs of struggle, no footprints leading away. It was as if he had simply ceased to exist. A week later, his neighbor, Tom Garrison, went missing the same way. Same eerie details. Door open, lights still on, food left uneaten. No forced entry. People started talking. The police ruled it as a coincidence, but the town knew better. Something was wrong. One night, I made the worst decision of my life. I decided to check out James Holloway's abandoned cabin for myself. I parked my car at the edge of the property, flashlight in hand. The forest was unnaturally quiet. No wind, no insects, just the soft crunch of my boots on damp earth. I reached the cabin and pushed the door open. It creaked loudly in the silence. The inside was exactly how he left it, a plate of food on the table, a chair slightly pulled out. But there was something else. On the wooden floor, carved into the planks, was a single word. Listen. That's when I heard it. Breathing, not mine. Something slow, raspy, inhuman, coming from behind me. Part 2. The Whispering Silence. I froze. The breathing behind me was deep and slow, like something savoring the moment before striking. My hand tightened around my flashlight. I didn't want to turn around. I knew I shouldn't. But my body moved before my mind could stop it. I spun around. Nothing. Just the dark, empty doorway leading back outside. The trees beyond stood completely still, as if they were listening too. But the air felt different. Then I heard it. A whisper, right next to my ear. You shouldn't be here. I bolted. I ran out of the cabin and toward my car, my heartbeat hammering in my chest. But as soon as I reached the edge of the woods, I saw them. Footprints. They weren't mine, and they weren't leading away. They were leading into the cabin. I jumped into my car, started the engine, and sped out of there. My hands were shaking, my mind racing. I needed to get home, lock my doors, and forget I ever stepped foot in that place. But as I pulled into my driveway, something made my stomach drop. My front door was open. The lights inside were on, and on my floor, just like in Holloway's cabin, there was a message carved into the wood. Listen. Part 3. The last sound I heard. I couldn't move. My front door wide open, the word listen carved into my floor. The air inside my house was thick, heavy, like someone had been waiting for me. I wanted to run, to drive away and never come back, but I knew it wouldn't matter. Whatever had followed me from that cabin, it was already inside. Then, from the hallway, tap, 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 slow, deliberate footsteps. I reached into my pocket, fumbling for my phone. My hands were shaking as I dialed 911. The call connected, but before I could say a word, the footsteps stopped. And then, over the phone, that same slow, raspy breathing. Not coming from my house, from the phone itself. I dropped it and ran. Out the door, into my car, speeding down the road. My mind was screaming, my chest tight with fear. But then, I saw something in my rearview mirror. A figure, sitting in my back seat. I slammed the brakes. The car skidded to a stop, and I turned around, heart pounding. Nothing, but my ears were ringing. My head felt like it was being crushed. And then a whisper inside my head. You listened. I blacked out. When I woke up, I was back in my house. The door was shut, the floor was clean, my phone was on the table untouched, like nothing had ever happened. Except now, I can't unhear it. The breathing, the whispers, they never stop. And every night at exactly 3:12 a.m., I hear footsteps outside my door. Tap, tap, tap. Waiting, listening, for the next person to hear the sound.